Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolutely monumental shift in India's governance framework. We're talking about moving away from a rigid, decades-old legacy system and stepping into a highly dynamic, modern approach to policymaking. It is a fascinating look at how a nation completely redesigns its own future. So, picture this. It's January 1st, 2015, a dramatic turning point right at the start of the year. On this exact day, the NDA government made the sudden, historic decision to completely scrap the old Planning Commission. Literally out with the old and in with something entirely new. Here is how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll look at the big policy shift. Then we'll meet the new leadership, compare the old Planning Commission to the new NITI Aayog, and finally explore their bottom-up approach. All right, let's jump right into part one, the big policy shift. You hear the word NITI thrown around a lot, but what does it actually stand for? Well, it's the National Institution for Transforming India. And honestly, that name totally nails its core purpose. It's no longer just about planning in the traditional sense. It is about active, dynamic, national transformation to actually hit those sustainable development goals. Moving right along to part two, let's meet the new leadership. Who exactly is running the show? When you look at who's at the helm, the top-tier nature of this institution stands out immediately. I mean, the Prime Minister himself, Narendra Modi, acts as the chairman. He then appoints the heavy hitters running the day-to-day. Currently, that's Dr. Suman Berry as vice chairman and BVR Subramaniam as the CEO. This structure ensures that NITI has a direct line to the absolute highest levels of government. But hey, it's not just politicians and administrators. It is a seriously deep bench of experts. You've got 4 full-time members, V.K. Saraswat, Dr. V.K. Paul, Arvind Vermani, and Professor Ramesh Chand. Toss in 4 union ministers as ex officio members, plus some special invitees, and you've basically got an incredible powerhouse of specialized knowledge baked right into the policy machine. But here's the real game changer, okay? The Governing Council. It includes the chief ministers from all the states, plus the lieutenant governors of the union territories. Why is this huge? Because for the first time, states actually have a direct seat at the central policymaking table. They aren't just taking orders from the top anymore. They are fundamentally part of the process. Which brings us to part 3, comparing the old Planning Commission directly with NITI Aayog. To really grasp this shift, think of the old Planning Commission like a strict school headmaster. You know the type, handing down the exact same mandatory timetable to every single class, completely ignoring what each class actually needs. Very top-down. NITI Aayog is the total opposite. It's way more like a modern advisory council that sits down with the student reps, in our case, the state chief ministers, to design custom strategies based on the reality on the ground. It is fundamentally a bottom-up approach. And building on that idea, back in the Planning Commission days, their main jobs were drafting those famous 5-year plans and allocating financial resources to the states. Well, guess what? NITI Aayog doesn't do either of those. In fact, NITI allocates 0 financial resources to the states. You heard that right, 0. The whole era of a central planning body handing out money is officially a thing of the past. Today, NITI focuses entirely on strategic and technical advice. So let's wrap things up with part 4, how this bottom-up approach, or cooperative federalism, actually works. If we break down the actual workflow, it really comes down to 3 main steps. Step 1, act as the ultimate policy think tank for the government, handing out top-notch strategic advice. Step 2, keep a close eye on things by actively monitoring and evaluating how development programs are running. And step 3, which is honestly the most vital piece, promote cooperative economic federalism. They're guiding national development by getting everyone to collaborate and share knowledge, rather than just controlling the purse strings. When you look at the official documents detailing NITI Aayog's objectives, it's all right there. It explicitly talks about evolving a shared vision with the active involvement of state governments. It's entirely about designing long-term policy, giving technical advice, and providing a neutral platform to resolve issues between different sectors and departments. It is literally a mechanism built from the ground up to accelerate development through teamwork. By shifting away from being a top-down enforcer to a bottom-up collaborator, states are now sitting as equal partners in India's development journey. So I'll leave you with this. How will this new era of cooperative economic federalism reshape India's growth in the decades to come? It's definitely a fascinating question to chew on as we watch this modern institution help steer one of the world's largest economies. Thanks for tuning into this explainer. Keep pondering how these systems are built and keep learning.